Nollie flips. Oh. Oh. Wow. Yes, that hurt a lot. Today, folks, I want to go ahead and teach you guys the Nollie flip. This is my second favorite Nollie trick. First being Nollie heel. Obviously, if you've watched my channel before, you are aware of that. But I want to take this time to go ahead and show you guys how I do the trick. I feel like I have them pretty consistently. They don't always look beautiful, but I have them fairly consistent, and I'm really pleased to be able to show you guys my technique and hopefully give you some pointers on how to start landing them for yourself. So anyway, alright guys, if you couldn't tell where my feet were on that trick, let me go ahead and give you a rundown. I'm basically just like this. Front foot not too far on the nose. Got it right about here. Because really you don't need to be on the tip. There's no balance there and you're just going to fall. If you have it right about here, you got plenty of nose to rest your foot on. Way easier to get your pop. Back foot's roughly here. Just about like a switch flip or a regular kick flip, just mirrored. Sometimes I can do it with my foot up here, closer to the bolts. When I tend to do that, I kick higher off the nose, and that's when you'll see it kind of bone all crazy. And when I kick off too soon, like kicking off here, that's when the board tends to look a little rocket. So the sweet spot is somewhere in between, I'd say right about here. We got some squirrels up in this tree trying to drop nuts on me. Not cool, dude. Highly distracting. Common mistakes with Nollie flips. Oh man, if you were watching my footage, you could easily pick out like 7 or 8 of them. But one thing that I tend to do is kick too high off the tail when I'm flicking it, and that will make it spin like that. I kind of think it looks cool when it's done right. I've seen some really cool Nollie flips like that. Ryan DeCenzo has done a couple that are super boned, and he catches it with his front, puts it down. That's cool. I like somewhere in between. I don't want it to be completely level, and I don't want it to be completely boned. I like somewhere in between. I don't know, I'd say like a 20-degree bone. I think that's pretty solid. Catch it with the front foot, putting it down. So let's see if I can imitate some of the common failure points that I do pretty often and you guys may also do. That was pretty good. Kicked way too high off the tail. See what happens if I don't kick high enough. When I don't kick high enough, it'll overflip. I see a lot of people when they're first trying this trick, maybe they're afraid to commit, and they'll do the typical kick down. They do that one where they start to nollie and then they immediately kick down. I get it, maybe it's a little scary to commit, but it's going to be much safer to land on your board, I promise. They do that one. Worst thing about that is you might be telling yourself, oh, I'm not flicking it enough. No, your flick is probably fine, you're just not committing. Try to pop a good one right here. For popping this trick proper, I find that I really need to work on delaying my flick, lifting my back foot before I flick, and trying to flick straight out as opposed to down, maybe straight out and slightly up, giving the board time to rise right after I nollie. That one I kicked a little high off the tail. That's okay. Some people like the bone. If that's what you're going for, you could keep that, but it's not what I'm going for. That's what I'm going. Nice and simple. One thing that I do notice with that trick, depending on how you skate nollie and switch, my shoulders aren't too far back. I'm not set up like I'm doing a fakie flip. I know a lot of people that skate nollie like that. They're facing backwards. I don't really do that. I'm kind of square. I wouldn't say I'm facing forward. I'm not facing backwards. I'm somewhere in between. If the way I position my shoulders helps you, then by all means take notes, watch my shoulders. I actually have yet to kind of break down what my shoulders and arms do during this trick, so let's do a couple more and look at my shoulders. That happens when I have too much of my toes on the board and I go to flick it. It gets caught up on my foot, and sometimes I won't flick fully when trying to flip it and end up doing like nollie hospital kind of thing. That one was a good example. I like to think my shoulders did not do much right there. I'm gonna throw one on the bank, give you an idea, maybe throw two, we'll see. I like doing these on banks because you're kind of free to bone it out a little more than you typically would on flat ground. There's a little bit of that bone. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Not gonna tell you that was amazing because it wasn't. But I hope this video helped you guys. Nollie flips are a favorite of mine. I definitely like nollie heels more, but nollie flips are really fun. I've been doing them for a long time. I hope this helped you out. Everyone's body's different, so tricks are gonna look a little different when you do them. I'm 6'3", I ride an 8 1/4 board, size 13 feet, legs longer than your to-do list. So my tricks look a little bit different than yours. That's okay, we're all skaters, we're all here to do the same thing. That's learn, progress, and have fun. I hope this helped you guys out. God bless, have a wonderful day. What trick do you want to see next? Woo!